using our other water resources outside of freshwater, how we can move everything forward in a way that has the least impact and raises the most votes. If we don't do it in a coherent planning mechanism and a way of educating everyone and informing the policymakers, then we end up with incremental impact that in the long run damage all of us.
I want to second what Alex just said, and that is that every energy supply option has some environmental impact. I think that the two advantages of renewable energy are one, they have a very low probability of a catastrophic environmental impact like we're seeing in the Gulf. Okay? And number two, although they have some environmental impact, the environmental damage is worse if we don't adopt them. And I'll give you an example of that. And the example is in wind power. You know, when they first started installing wind turbines in this country, there was not much attention given to what their impact on birds would be. And so there was a fair number of raptors being killed by wind turbines because they put these turbines where the wind was greatest, and they happened to be in bird migratory routes. And so the Audubon Society and others were up in arms over wind power. Well, the wind industry got very smart, and they said, you know, we're not going to deny this is a problem. We're going to work on it. And so now when wind farms are sited, they're only sited after detailed bird migration studies are done to minimize that bird impact. Now, this doesn't mean that some birds are not killed by wind turbines, you know, but our buildings kill a lot more birds than wind turbines do. Birds fly into buildings every day, and I think we all agree we need buildings, so we're not going to do without buildings.
Same with cats.
What's that?
Same with cats.
Yeah. Cats take care of a lot of birds as well, and we don't want to get rid of our cats either. But anyway, now, you know, the Audubon Society has come out in the last couple of years, and they're very pleased with what the wind industry has done. And they've announced that they support wind power because they recognize that the studies show that climate change will kill a lot more birds than wind power ever will. And so they support options to reduce climate change. Even though there's some environmental impact, the environmental impact would be much worse if we don't adopt carbon-free energy sources. So I think it's important to keep that in mind, too.
Let me take one more question, and my colleague, Seth Mason, is the deputy editor of Solar Today magazine, is here.
We've talked about